This is Andy Purewal for ID Boxing. I'm joined by British boxing legend Ricky Hatton here at Hatton's Gym up in Manchester. Ricky, how's life?
Great, never better. Been a good day today. Press workout, me and Marco. Yeah, hugely excited to it. I must have done umpteen, interviews now of how well it's been for me in the build-up for it. Even though it got postponed, the two camps has been great for myself mentally and physically, and nearly there now.
I don't think many people expected to see Marco in as good a condition as what he was in the ring. Did he surprise you at all of his work?
See it, no, but everyone said it. Said his hand speed was good, lots of punches and that, So, yeah, I expected him to come in shape. I expected him to come sharp and that. Like you say, even though it's an exhibition, it's a personal pride. You don't stop being a champion, you know what I mean? And that's what he is, so I'll have to be on my game.
What is the thought process come Saturday night, Ricky? Because I imagine that competitive edge will still be there, will still come out. Is it going to be hard to kind of look at it as just an exhibition when you step between the ropes?
No, I look at it as an exhibition. I don't need to tell Marco that, and I think we both know. I said to Marco, we know what isn't enough, and we know what too much is. You know what I mean? And there'll be no liberties taken. Me and Marco only have to nod. We've discussed it, but we only have to nod, to know the score. But I mean, under no illusions, I'm going to put it on him, and he's going to put it on me. Do you know what I mean? And if it gets a little bit leery, we know when to step back, and that's the thing about it. And it needs to be that way inside. It's like, but it's got to be borderline. If that's not enough, if that's boring and that's not enough, and that's too much, then that's where it will be. Do you know what I mean?
Ricky, what excites you the most about the thought of stepping between the ropes once again?
Sharing, yes, I mean, you can put them all in the same bracket. Sharing the ring with Marco, hearing the roar of the crowd again, having my family down at ringside. I put my family through a lot when I was going through my bad years, really bad times, a few years back. And I fell out with my family, as you well know, my mum and dad in particular. And it's nice just to have everybody there, do you know what I mean, for one last dance, the fans. Marco sharing the ring with a legend, you know what I mean? My family all together. Campbell, who's going professional in his own right. Little Jack now, Matthew's lad who's coming through, Yeah, let him see Uncle Richard, let him see Daddy for one last time, yeah.
You're saying one last time, Ricky, but do you imagine that if another offer's made to you, we could see you return in the near future?
It's hard to say because, Marco's done a couple and Mayweather's done, several and, I've not done one yet. Well, I can only speak about how the build-up has been for it. It's been absolutely amazing, and if the performance on the night and the occasion and the show and the ring entrance and everything together goes like I think it will be, I'd be a fool to not certainly look at another option. But I think I've just got to get this one out of the way. It'd be silly to go, oh, next I want to do this, and then I want to fight him, and then I want to do this because no, there's not going to be many coming up. If there is one more after this, then it's something I would have to seriously look at first, yeah. Because I know my days are behind me. Them 12 threes with 8-ounce gloves on. No, I know I'm past my best. So and I'm aware of that I was aware of that when I chose to do this one.
Considering kind of what could be next, then if you was to come out of Saturday and feeling like you've got maybe one or two more in you, there were some reports, some rumours of a fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather taking place again next year and in an exhibition contest. Fought each other in the pros, but have you update us if that's the case?
I don't know. I've heard by several people that have interviewed me, but it's not been put to me direct. So I'll cross that bridge if it comes, to be honest. I can't be. It's my first exhibition. I've worked so hard for it. I've got Marco Antonio Barrera, and he looks pretty rapid there today, So I'll be honest, it's the furthest thing on my mind. But I'm not going to lie to you and say that I'm not interested. If it did come, I'd obviously listen to it, of course. Sharing the ring with arguably the greatest fighter of all time, you know what I mean? And we've done it before, and nobody sold a show like last time. I went to the Pacquiao and Mayweather fight. And I think for atmosphere and crowd and songs and just, I don't think even that come close to mine and Floyd's. And the 24/7, because it was good cop, bad cop, it was no. So I think to do that again, I think it'd be a winner, wouldn't it? Winner, chicken dinner, as they say in Vegas. Yeah.
Ricky, on that one then, obviously, as you mentioned, you fought each other previously in the pro ranks, now in an exhibition format. Does it still kind of really whet your appetite to have a chance to in some way try and avenge the loss from those pro days?
I don't think it'd be avenging. The loss. I felt a little bit hard done to by the referee, but but ultimately when I went back and watched the tape, I wish I'd have kept my mouth shut because and not the referee did have a shit night, by the way, but it's only when I come out and I've sat down and I've thought to myself and I watched the tape after, as much as the referee was bad, Jesus, he was good. Do you know what I mean? He was good, and I feel very proud of the performance I put up, against him, moving up a weight, you know what I mean? My first attempt, I won the world title at welterweight, but my first attempt at welterweight proved I wasn't a welterweight. So to put the performance I did, yeah, I was absolutely proud, and when you see what he's done and what he's labelled as now as arguably the greatest of all time, why would you not consider if it was put to you?
Floyd's actually fighting this weekend against a YouTuber, Deji, who's KSI's brother. Will you be tuning in at all, see what Floyd's still got left?
No, I no disrespect to YouTubers or anything like that. I mean, in fairness, no disrespect, I've got my own fight to get on with. But I've never, no disrespect intended. You know me. I've never heard of the fella. I've heard of KFC. I don't know what he does, but I have, so. But no, I don't think I need to watch Floyd Mayweather to know what Floyd Mayweather's still got. I watch him, I follow him on his Instagram, in his training camp. He's a pure athlete every day. He just lives it, and that's why he's the best. Not just because of his talent, because he lives it. You know what I mean? And you can see him all day. I don't think I need to watch him against this fella to know how good he is and what he's got left. You know what I mean? Because I'll say no more.
Ricky, you may not thank me for bringing it up, but you've got a nice little shiner there which seems to be dimming down now underneath your right eye. I don't suppose that's come from Campbell, who only had a round out in Abu Dhabi, so decided to come back and give some spotlight.
No, that come from the missus, bitch. No, but no, it's just wear and tear over, you know what I mean? I've done in theory, I've done a 7-month training camp. I did 4 months first hand, and then I had a month off to go on holiday. Then I did another 3 months. Yeah, but I copped for one on me last spar. Been sparring with me prospects, little whippersnappers keeping me on me toes. But no, I think that's the only thing I've had in 7 months. So I'll take that at my age. Yeah.
Obviously, Campbell was successful out in Abu Dhabi, that first round stoppage victory with a left hook to the body. Ricky, what did you make of his performance out there, his win?
Yeah, a lot better, a lot more controlled, a lot more tighter defensively. And when he gets there, instead of just letting the punches go willy-nilly, he got there, covered up, looked at the target, and his punch placement was better. Where his punch placement has been a little bit all over the show at times. He's shown massive improvement, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that his last few fights he hasn't shown improvement, but we felt he could do a lot better, and he did do this weekend, you know what I mean? He needs to be aware of when he backs his opponents to the ropes. Them journeymen, sometimes they cover up, you know what I mean? And sometimes he can be a little bit wide round the houses when he I'd like to see him just tighten it in a little bit more compact at close quarters. But that's really, really nitpicking. He's going to be his worst critic, his dad, But
Ricky, just with Campbell, there was a lot of pressure, obviously, when he turned over because of a family name, and there was as well with Conor Benn when he turned over from the family name that he carries. Nigel always said Conor carries the potential and the power in both hands to be more of a success than what he had. When you look at Campbell, how far do you feel that he can go within the sport?
I think I wouldn't. If I didn't think he could go far, I would have told him, to forget it, because it was going to be an hard enough job with his surname, and I never wanted him in the first place. The reason why I got punched and battered was so he didn't have to. Or if it's something he wants to do, if I didn't think he could go well and make a success and do well for him and his family, I wouldn't have suggested it. But I mean, he just needs time. He just needs time. He's strong. You know what I mean? That the power of that body shot, you hear the sound of it, and the poor kid, he went, ah! Do you know what I mean? He hits really, really hard. But we can see that. What we wanted to see was his punch placement, his judge of distance, his defence, his timing, his control. I think he was still 100 mile an hour last week, but he slowed it down a bit. And he's still 100 mile an hour, do you know what I mean? Just got a little bit more thought to what he's doing. And I tell you what, the punches that you're getting are the punches you don't see coming. And if you throw them like Campbell previously was, boom, 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 you see them. But if you just place it, get them in all day long then.
Ricky, just a final one. I saw Anthony Joshua out in Abu Dhabi, and he was kind of questioning about a potential Deontay Wilder fight. Eddie Hearn said that the Wilder camps reach back out about potentially making that next year. Would you advise AJ to look at that one, or do you think you should maybe look at an easier one? Just your take.
I don't know. It's up. Excuse me. It's up to AJ. I mean, when you think AJ he's not got miles on the clock as such, but I mean, what does he need to do? You know, I mean, he's been Olympic gold medalist 2 times. Champion of the world, and you know everyone's going on. You know he got beat by Usyk. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Do you know what I mean? But I think you know there's some big fights out there, exciting fights out for him. I still think he's pretty fresh, AJ, even though he's done so much. And you know what? People would, to fight Wilder after the fights that that Tyson put up with him, and because of them fights, I'd say Wilder's got a little bit more on the clock than AJ. Might be a good time to take Wilder. Yeah, go for it, AJ.
How would you fancy his chances in that fight? How would you actually anticipate playing?
Listen, if Wilder hits AJ, I think AJ would probably stand there and admit it. There's a chance, in the heavyweight division anyway, and especially that man. But, he's not as technically sound as AJ. Far from it. And AJ, he starts winging them shots around the edge. AJ's nice and compact, and and if he hits him, same outcome. So I think it's a good clash of styles, 2 knockout fighters, exciting. I tell you what, you'd pay all day for that one, all day.
Right, Ricky, we'll leave that there now because I know you've just finished your session and hung around to this interview. So thank you for speaking to me in ID Boxing. Good luck on Saturday night.
Pleasure, mate, no problem.